If your car makes this sound when you start it up in the morning, or if it's been parked for a while, then in this video I'm going to show you why exactly your engine makes that noise and what are some of the things that you can do to be better able to protect your car from having some serious damage caused by the sound that is being made in the engine. Today I'm going to be doing this explainer video on this 2003 Toyota Runex with the 1NZ engine, but the information that I'm about to give you is going to apply to pretty much any engine that has a VVTi system. Basically, that rattling sound that you hear that just stays for a few seconds and then goes away comes from what is called the camshaft gear. Some VVTi cars will have two camshaft gears, but on this one it just has one. That's on the intake side. And basically what happens when that rattling is going on is that the engine pressure is not building up quickly enough inside the VVTi cam gear, and that can cause the gear to just rattle around on the inside. So there's basically two pieces, one that sits on the outside and then one that is bolted to the cam on the inside, and basically the outside part is supposed to lock up with the inside part, and then that way the engine is able to control the timing of the vehicle. And locking up that system is done by oil pressure and what is called the VVTi solenoid or the VVTi sensor. So basically what's happening when you hear that rattling sound is the system is basically not able to lock up. So the first thing that could be causing your car to have that noise from the cam gear is a low engine level. So if you go and pull out your dipstick and you check the engine oil level and you find that it is low, that might be the reason why when you go to start your car in the morning and all the oil is settled at the bottom, there's not enough oil coming from the oil sump, and thus causing your VVTi gear to make noise. In a situation where your oil levels go even lower, the cam gear might actually make more noise than just a few seconds. It might even make that noise while you're driving, and you will definitely get an oil pressure light warning on your dashboard. But that's the first thing that you need to check for. Make sure that your engine oil level topped up to the right level and you will not have that sound on your camshaft gear. Another reason why your camshaft gear might be making that noise is low oil pressure caused by engine sludge. So basically engine sludge is deposits and debris that builds up inside your engine because you don't do frequent enough oil changes. So there's a lot of dirt and stuff that gets stuck at the bottom of the oil pan, and then this stuff now ends up blocking up the passages where the oil is supposed to pass through. And because of that, you get low oil pressure, especially when you go to start the engine first thing in the morning. The oil settles at the bottom and it quickly needs to be picked up, but because of the sludge, it's not picked up quick enough, and that causes your cam gear to rattle. You can check under the cap. If it does have sludge, you will have to drop the oil pan when you're doing your next oil change. Have your mechanic clean that up, clean the strainer as well, and then your system should be okay, or rather it should improve at least at that point. Checking your engine oil level and making sure that you have clean oil, those are the first things that you're going to run to when you have this problem with your VVTi. But there's a few other things that you can check to just make sure that it's not the VVTi cam gear that's failing, but it's another cheaper thing that you can fix. So obviously the first thing that we do as mechanics is we clean your oil pan and clean the strainer, but normally people end there. But there's two other things that you need to have a look at, and that's two things that are right here. One is that there is a filter that goes up to your VVTi system. If you look at this bolt that I'm pointing at right here, that takes in an Allen key right there in the middle. When you open that, it's got a very tiny filter that filters the oil that goes up into the VVTi solenoid. So the VVTi solenoid sits right up here on the 1NZ engine. It might be on a different location for your car, but all cars with VVTi will have a VVTi solenoid. And basically what the solenoid does, it is basically like a valve that your ECU or computer box uses to control the VVTi cam gear. So once your oil goes from the bottom of your oil pan, passes through filter, then it comes up to the solenoid. So when your car has engine sludge, it's not enough to just clean the oil pan and clean the strainer. You also have to clean this small filter here, because it could be blocked, and that's what might be causing your VVTi cam gear to rattle. And then also you need to check that your solenoid is not blocked with the sludge as well, because it can also get blocked with the sludge and have a problem engaging and disengaging, or rather opening and closing to allow oil to flow through to the cam gear. This is one of the main reasons why with VVTi vehicles it's very important to change your oils at the right time, and it's also very important to use only high quality engine oils, because the VVTi systems, and also for example the Valvematic systems, which is similar to VVTi, they all depend on having good quality oil because of the very small passages that the oil has to go through. So if you have sludge built up in your engine and you don't address the sludge, it can cause things like your VVTi gear to start rattling. Toyota engines are very reliable, and they allow us to, get away with a lot of negligence. But at the end of the day, we all want our car to be running at its peak efficiency. And if you have that situation and you continue to run with that situation, basically you are destroying the timing system of your vehicle, and eventually you start to notice things like misfires, bad fuel consumption, and loss of power, stuff like that, because that's all to do with the timing of your vehicle. So if your timing cam gear is not working correctly, then you will have timing related issues with your car. So it's always better to just sort it out if you can. And like I've given you these steps, they can all be done at your next engine service. So obviously, if you want to have that sorted out in the correct way, you can bring it through to our garage at Tunex Automotive, which is Gear HQ, and we can have that sorted out for you so that your engine is running at its peak efficiency. That was just a quick video about the VVTi cam gear. Obviously, if I left out anything, you guys can put it in the comment section, and if you have any follow-up questions, you can still put that in the comment section. I'll be able to respond to that. But until the next one, hope you guys learned something. Take care, drive safe.